Do you have a home lab you're using for your CCNA studies with a collection of Cisco routers and switches? Well, in this video, I want to share with you 3 commands I like to use in all of my home lab setups. Now, I'm not recommending these for the real world, but I find them really useful for a home lab. First, in global configuration mode, I like to say no space IP space domain hyphen lookup. This is going to prevent a router from trying to resolve a name. If I mistype a command, the router might think, oh, he's trying to go to some sort of domain name. Let's see if I can resolve that. No, it was just a typo. So I want to eliminate that. Now, obviously, that's not very useful if you really need domain name services on your router. But if you're not, if you're just using IP addresses for your home lab, then I like to do no IP domain hyphen lookup. The second command is in line configuration mode. If you're doing a secure shell into your device, you might go into line configuration mode for VTY space 0 space 15, or I typically use an access server and I do a reverse telnet into my console port. So I typically go into line con 0 and I like to say exec hyphen timeout space 0 space 0. That assures that I'm not going to be timed out if I walk away to get a coffee or something as I'm doing my labbing. When I come back, I got to log back in again. I don't want to do that in a home lab. Obviously, you should not do this in the real world. So that exec timeout 00 is going to prevent me from being automatically logged out. And my third command, still here in line configuration mode, that I like to use in my home lab is logging space synchronous. Have you ever been typing along and some console message pops up and it just really messes up the command you were in the middle of typing? And you think, where was I? Backspace, backspace. You try to type it in again. Well, logging synchronous prevents that from happening. Logging synchronous says if you're typing along and boom, there's suddenly a console message that interrupted your typing, it's going to give you a new line. And in that new line, you're going to have what you've already typed out. And the console message will be above that. So it prevents that console message from really messing you up when you're trying to type in a command. So those are 3 commands I like to use, again, on a home lab configuration.